Hey guys! So I've been trying to get around to making a video by myself forever now, since my last one, and I just haven't had the time. Every time I went to go record, it's just been non-able to just have this by myself, because like when I do my vlogs, of course I can be with the kids and record and everything fine, but trying to have, just this time without any interruptions is very hard to find. So now that I have some time with you guys, I am going to discuss something very important to me today in this video, and that is how it is being a teen mom. Now, I'm about to be 23 years old in February, so I'm not technically a teen mom anymore. However, I did have Carmine while I was in high school. So I was a teen mom and I had him when I was 18 years old. So I was a teen mom with Carmine. And I just want to share my struggles and kind of my whole experience of being a teen mom for any teen moms out there, or anyone who thinks that it's easy, or, just kind of my whole view on the teen mom kind of thing. I know like teen moms get a lot of negativity. I'm not saying you should be a teen mom, but if you ever get into that position where you are a teen mom, sometimes it can be really hard. So I just want to share what I went through and everything for anyone else who maybe. I was in high school when I found out I was pregnant with Carmine. Now, when I first found out, well, actually, like, my mom kept hinting to me. She's like, maybe you're pregnant, because like I didn't want to believe it. I was having kind of weird symptoms and everything, but my mom was hinting to me that Stevie, you're pregnant, like go take a pregnancy test. And I remember exactly that day I took one test and it was coming up a little funky, and I waited and I waited, and at first I was like, oh, it's negative, Mom, like you're crazy. And I remember my sister was there with me, and then after like a couple of minutes it said positive, and I was like, there's no way, this test has to be broken. So then me and my sister went to go back to CVS and we got another one, and sure enough, it was not broken. I was pregnant, and I started crying because I didn't know, like, in my mind what I was going to do at that moment. It was a shock. I was only 17 years old. I was still in high school. I haven't even got my license yet. I haven't, got my diploma yet. It was hard just processing all that stuff, and like, how am I going to tell Renzo? And my mom already knows. How am I going to tell my grandparents? How am I going to tell my dad? How am I going to tell everybody else? Like, all this stuff just started running through my head, and I just started crying. My mom reassured me that everything was going to be okay, and just really tried to help me out. After I told Renzo, he was like, of course not happy, because we're only, so, it's not like something that we planned. Of course, we weren't using protection, and we were not thinking. We were being young and stupid. So if you're young and you're not planning to have a child, you should be on birth control or using a condom, because if you don't think it can happen to you, it can. I know so many people, including myself, just thinks you're so special that like nothing can happen to you, and it can. So definitely, there's a bunch of different options of birth control out there. You can Google it if you don't feel comfortable talking with someone about it, like your parents. And then go to a doctor and figure that out. So anyways, I did not think it could happen to me. Renzo was not happy, and the next couple days I was thinking in my head, so what am I gonna do? Am I going to get an abortion? Am I going to have the baby? Am I going to go through an adoption process? Like, what could my options be? There's options. And I really didn't want to do an abortion. It's just something I you know, grew up raising my sister's kids, and I love kids, and I couldn't find it in my heart. But like, people were putting that in my head and were hinting to me that, you know, Stevie, you cannot take care of a kid at 17 years old. You don't have your diploma. You don't have anything set for you. How are you going to take care of a kid? You need to get an abortion. A lot of people told me that. And, you know, it really just made me utterly depressed. I felt like I had a weight on my shoulders of just, I was being forced into something that I didn't want to do. I knew I couldn't have a baby either. And I knew it was going to be struggling to go through high school and try to figure everything out. And then I was like, you know, what will the people at high school think? And everything. So all that's running through my mind. You know, I thought about it the next couple of days. Everybody, you know, was putting stuff in my head. I was trying to talk to my mom, Renzo, his parents, everything like that. And then finally me and Renzo went to the park, and he sat to me and he's like, I'm sorry for trying to pressure you into anything. It's your decision. I want you to do what you want to do, and I'm here with you 100%. And that really took a lot of weight off me, because all I really needed to hear was his opinion, just to make me feel a little bit more comfortable. And I looked at him. I remember sitting in the car at the park, and I said, okay, I'm not going to get an abortion. We're going to figure it out, and I'm going to have, you know, or we're going to just figure everything out and start planning stuff. I'm gonna finish high school, because I was thinking about like dropping out and getting my GED, because I didn't want people in school to see me with a huge belly and be embarrassed and go through all that stuff. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna tough it out. I'm gonna go to school, and we're gonna do this. So we went home that day, well, to his house, and we gave, you know, we had to sit down with his parents and tell him, you know, my decision. And, you know, like, they're like, you know, that's your decision. Of course, nobody was happy. Everybody was disappointed. But we knew this was my decision. No one could talk me out of it. And we were going straight forward with what I had to do. So I went to go to high school. I got the mean looks. I got talked about. A lot of people talked about me. I was called, you know, all those negative comments, and I heard rumors about me and all that fun stuff. And all that I kept in my mind is, you know what, I'm going to get through this for Carmine, because I already had the name picked out. And I'm like, I'm gonna pick, you know, go out and, you know, go through school. I walked and got my diploma with my big belly. Because I gave birth a week after receiving my diploma. So I walked up, I graduated, I went up in front of my whole class, and I got my diploma and proved to everybody that I could do it. I didn't care what people said. I didn't care what people thought about me. I got my driver's license. I did everything while I was pregnant. And after I graduated high school, I had Carmine a week later, and you know, everybody, of course, after that was like, you know, happy the baby was here and stuff. And then I, of course, went through some struggles, like after he was born, you know, like everybody with the stress of like having a new baby and stuff like that. But I made it through it, and it's not easy. It's really, really not easy. It is one of the hardest things I have been through in my life. So like I said before, if you're not planning to get pregnant, use protection or be on birth control, because it can happen to you. It can. You are not a superhero, invincible. You can get pregnant. Trust me, you can. It happened to me. It's happened to a million other girls out there, and it can happen to you. So please be safe and use protection. But if you are pregnant and you are a teen mom, you know, if you want to talk to me and message me privately or on my social media or anything, I am here to talk to any girls out there who are going through a tough time and may feel alone, because I know it's not easy and you can feel very depressed and alone and like you're by yourself. And I'm here for any girls out there who would like to talk and want to share their stories with me or need any advice. I'm here because it's not easy, like I said. So I really wanted to share my entire story. You know, now I'm doing okay. I went on with going on to college. You know, I took some classes. Right now, second kid who was unplanned, and I make, you know, wrong decisions sometimes, but I took responsibility and I will make the best life for my kids no matter what. It's a challenge, but for anyone out there experiencing it, you can do it if you want to. You can make it through it. Even though it's going to be a struggle, it's going to be hard, but you can do it. So I just wanted to make this video to explain my story, more about me, and to help anybody out there who may be struggling or are kind of unsure or going through, you know, this as well. So thanks guys, as always, for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you next time for a new video. Bye guys.